everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I have a Dazzled or Disappointed for you today on the second holiday item I picked up. It is the Too Faced Christmas Dreams set. I was able to get my hands on this. Some Sephora stores have already been putting them out, but it's kind of hit or miss. You need to call, you need to kind of, you know, if you've got several locations in your area, call all of them. So if you are looking for swatches, if you're looking to see how it performed, what I'm wearing on my eyes today, then just keep on watching and we'll go through this together. Okay, so the moment of truth, not really, that comes later on in the video. So I, like I said, was able to pick up the Tarte Pineapple of My Eye and the Too Faced Christmas Dreams palette at my local Sephora. There are some other items that I've seen on Instagram have been hitting Sephora stores. I was not able to find those, like the NARS face palette and a couple other things. But these are two of the, I guess, most sought after, most looked forward to items in holiday. Just, it's kind of the items that kick off everything. So again, like I said in my Tarte review, it seems kind of weird that we are already, like, that holiday is already releasing. It's August. Where I live, it's 101 degrees today. Pumpkin spice lattes have officially been released by Starbucks. So technically it's like fall is starting, but not in South Texas. So anyways, it's a little weird to get into the Christmas spirit. Although I was watching, almost couldn't talk there for a second. I was watching Christmas movies on Hallmark in July when they had Christmas in July. I'm just saying, I could make Christmas all year round. So guys, this is what the box looks like. It's very pretty. Let me bring you in. It's very, very feminine. It's very girly. It's baby pink with white. What could be more feminine than that? On the back of the box, you do get a, like, I guess a little diagram of the layout of the palette. You also get pictures of what all is included. So you get the palette, you get a deluxe size of the Hangover 3-in-1 primer and setting spray, you get a gloss, you get a deluxe Better Than Sex mascara, and you get a makeup bag. So let's go ahead and go into those little goodies real quick. So this is the size of the 3-in-1. I like that they added that. That's kind of a first. Usually it's only the mascara, maybe like a tiny little deluxe of, you know, a lippy. You get the typical mascara. You get a gloss, which is very cute. Look at the top. It matches the box, and you'll see it matches the palette. We'll go through swatches here in a second. And then let me show you, it does come with something I am super excited about because I love this. It's a little makeup bag, and I think it's just so pretty. It's really good size. It's a cloth material, so it's not going to tear if it's like that plastic material. It's got a heart and a bow on the zipper, and it's just really spacious, and it's going to be perfect for travel. I am very excited about this. Finally, something I can really use. I loved the planner for last year, but it's not really something I used. However, I love the packaging. The planner is where I still keep the palette, but this will get put to great use. So here is what the eyeshadow palette looks like. It, again, matches the box. It is in the same book little format as we've seen year after year. You get 24 eyeshadow shades, and you get 4 face shades. So I'm going to show you like this and bring it up to you right close. And yeah, that's what we've got going on there. So real quick for you, for those of you who are interested, it is made in the USA, but I do think it is assembled in Dominican Republic. It is bulk made in USA, assembled in Dominican Republic. You get 24 eyeshadows at 0.95 grams or 0.03 ounces for a total net weight of 22.8 grams or 0.72 ounces. And then as far as the powders, it looks like they are, okay. This is weird. The bronzer and highlighter are 3 grams or 0.11 ounces, and the blushes are 3 grams, 0.11 ounces. Oh, it's all the same. I don't know what I was reading there. Total net weight, 6 grams, 0.22 ounces. So that's what we've got going on there. So I'm going to toss this to the side. As you can see, it's called Christmas Dreams. It's the Christmas Dreams collection. But well, it's Christmas Dreams, and then it's the Dream Queen limited edition makeup collection. I will also let you know this is the set that is specific to Sephora. As you know, they do one for Sephora, one for Ulta, and this one is $58. If you can find it here in the near future at your local Sephora right now, as you know, you've got that 20 and 15% off going on for the different tiers of VIB, and so it's a good way to put that discount to use. So let's just go ahead and run into swatches real quick. Let me go through these, show you what they look like, and then we'll go from there. For the first four, we've got Twinkle, Wrap It Up, Secret Santa, and Polar Bear Hug. I will already tell you some people are not really crazy about some of these shade names. You're going to see why in a little bit, but that's what those first four look like. For the next four, we've got Unwrapped, Christmas Cookie, Let's Kringle, and All the Jingle Ladies. Some of these plays on words I've said before. Whoever comes up with these, you're brilliant, because I am not anywhere near that creative. Next up, we've got, okay, so I'm already going to tell you I'm even not too crazy about the shade name of this brown one. Obviously, the play on words is for Santa's Ho Ho Ho, but it was just a matter of time before someone did that, and it's called Here for the Hose. I'm not super excited about that shade name, but if you know me, you know that that kind of thing, that's not really my thing. Then you've got Snowball Effect, Pink Flurries, and Cozy Up. Next up, we have got Son of a Nutcracker, Kissmas, Selfies, like elves, selfies, and then Keep Your Hands to Your Elf. And if you see that the top one's a little bit crumbly, it's one of those glitter type shades. I will touch on that more here coming up, but just so that you know, that is the finish of that shade. Here we go, and we've got Holly Grail, Santa's Bake Shop, Let's Roll, and Christmas Cheer. This shade right here, Holly Grail, being one of those like blue-brown pigment by MAC type of shades that I feel like every brand comes out with in every other palette. Last four for eyeshadows, we have Christmas FOMO, Special Delivery, Silver Bells, and Holly Days. I'm just going to say, for the longest time, I had no idea what FOMO stood for, and finally, recently, I was like, oh, I don't remember who clarified it for me. I said, oh, okay. That's what we've got going on there. That black, you can tell, is very, very rich in pigment, which is nice. It's hard to find a really good matte, rich black. For the face powders, we've got Chestnuts Roasting, Winterberry, Sweet on Santa, and Snow Extra. And for the Plush Lip Gloss, I don't even know that it has a name, quite frankly. It's called Pink Swan, actually. I just found it. And that's what that looks like. I don't even know if you're going to really be able to see. It's quite sheer. It has some kind of orangey pink sparkle, but that's what that looks like right there. So guys, while I still have sunlight, I'm moving quickly because the sun is quickly setting on me. I want to take you through what I'm wearing on my eyes. So let me, actually, before I zoom you in, let's go through this together. In my crease, I've got the shade Unwrapped, which is this shade right here. That's all over my crease. I didn't use anything to deepen the crease. So I used, let's see if I can find it, Christmas Cheer, this deeper satin type shade there. I used it as a halo eye, so outer and inner portion of the lid, as well as to connect the two. On the inner portion, not the inner, the middle portion of the lid, I used the, let's see, which one did I use? I used Keep Your Hands to Your Elf right here. Inner corner, I used Silver Bells. Lower lash line, I used Christmas FOMO. So it sounds like a lot of shades. I've been trying to test out as many as I can, as quickly as I can. And so, and you know, I typically use between 3 and 5 shades for every single makeup look I do. I don't do complicated. I'm usually in a hurry when I do my makeup, and so I want something that looks pretty and looks glam, but that's not super complicated for me to do, and that way if I'm going to do a get ready with me for you guys, it's also easy to replicate. So that's what I've got going on there. As far as the face shades, I completely forgot to wear these today. I have been using them. I'll give you thoughts on those, but let me zoom you in real quick and I will share again what I have. Okay, crease, we have got Unwrapped, which is that kind of camel type shade on the most of the lid, so outer and inner, and then right here to do that halo eye, I have Christmas Cheer. The inner, or I guess that right there, is Keep Your Hands to Your Elf. Lower lash line is the purple called Christmas FOMO, and then on the inside or the inner corner I have got Silver Bells going on. So that's what we've got. I did not use a brow bone highlight today, so this is what we've got to work with, and that is today's look. So that being said, let's go ahead and move into thoughts. Now I can give you the moment of truth, probably what you are most wanting to know, most wanting to see. There's a few things about this palette. First off, you've seen a lot of these shades before in prior holiday palettes. I will show you a few, you know, maybe not exact to the exact shade, but some sort of variation. You have seen these before. I will also tell you that, remember the palette that came out a couple of years ago that had all those glitter shades? They're back in this palette. So Keep Your Hands to Your Elf, Holy Grail, Selfies, Wrap It Up, and Silver Bells. Those are all glitter shades, the kind of glitter that's almost like a pressed glitter. It's almost not even an eyeshadow. So keep in mind that for those, you have to use your finger. I have tried several times to use a brush to no avail. It's so frustrating, so you have to use a finger. For me, you know, if you're used to my channel, if you're a long time subscriber, you know I actually prefer to use my finger for those types of shades. It gives me a quicker color payoff. It just gives me better application, and I like it so much more. So that's not a deal breaker for me. I also had to use glitter glue. If you use these by themselves dry, you will get so frustrated, and that's why everyone was so frustrated 2-3 years ago when they released a palette of practically all those types of shades, was because they wasn't packing on the lid as a normal eyeshadow, and that's because you have to go in with a tacky base. I have always used Too Faced glitter glue. I love it. You know, I just pretty much, I'm such an advocate for glitter glue. Use it, use it, use it. You will get the best look when using those types of shades. Those glitter shades are also very piecey. So it's not something that's smooth. It's not something that just kind of glides on. It's very piecey. That's another reason it doesn't go on well with a brush, and you really have to use your finger. So people who are newer to makeup might get very frustrated at that if they don't know how to use that. The mattes, I have found them to perform just fine, no issues whatsoever. I actually like how these mattes perform better than the Tarte Pineapple of My Eye palette. I like how these perform better. I also find them to be a little bit softer. There are a couple that have that dry, stiff type of consistency, like Pink Flurries has that, which is surprising. It's not a dark shade. Let's see, which other one was it? Unwrapped has that a little bit. The black has that, but I find most blacks to be like that. The black shade I used as my liner today. So quick to do my liner because, like I mentioned before, it's opaque, it's very rich and pigmented, and so if you love a good black eyeshadow, this has it. This is a really, really great eyeshadow. So that being said, that's pretty much the 411 on the eyeshadows. You can create some really, really pretty looks. Now, I'm going to give you another close-up of this because what I'd like to do is give you a close-up of last year's, which you remember came in the planner. So this is last year's. See any similarity? Yeah. And let me give you a couple of years ago. I'm losing sun so quickly, so if the lighting changes, I do apologize. Those of you who have been with me for a long time, I'm working on getting a ring light, so I think in the next month or two, my husband's given me the okay to get one, so I'm just trying to figure out which one fits our budget without breaking the bank, but still can do the job. So that's that. Now, the Christmas in New York, it's a little bit more neutral, so that one was a little bit different. And then let's go to This is the one I'm telling you had all those chunky glitter shades. So that's what that looks like right there. Now, I want to also point out that with this eyeshadow palette, do you see how the border on all the shades has that black border? And that has the same layout. And this, it's gold, but it's pretty much the same layout. So you're kind of seeing a pattern of just repeat, you know, year after year. And so, like I said, a little bit of variation here, but nothing that is so stand out that if you have last year or the year before's, that you'd really be missing out on anything. So that being said, moving to the face powders, they perform okay. They're not my favorites. It's kind of nice to have them in a one-stop shop. They're not my absolute favorites. They're very chalky and stiff, just like I mentioned a few of the mattes to be. So they're not my favorite. This highlighter, absolutely probably won't use it again. I like really intense, glowy, non-powdery looking highlights, and that just really didn't do it for me. I mean, the blushes and the bronzers are okay. They're not anything, you know, super spectacular or anything like that. They get the job done. They're not bad, but they're also not super stellar that they stand out to me like as being amazing. So that being said, as far as being a dazzled or disappointed, I'm sad to tell you that I'm going to give you the same response that I gave you in the Tart Pineapple of my eye. This is not a bad palette. It's actually quite good. And in fact, had I not given a dazzled to last year's planner palette, I probably would have given this one a dazzled because I actually like it very, very much. It creates beautiful, I mean, the person creates the looks, but you can create beautiful looks with this. If you have the patience for the sparkle, if you like sparkle, if you're willing to use glitter glue, if you're willing to use your finger, you can create some really, really pretty glam looks with this. I love the packaging. The packaging is beautiful, but because it's nothing that I haven't seen before, because it's nothing to where I was like, oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting this. This is just kind of neither here nor there. I think if you're in the market for an eyeshadow palette, if you are new, just keep in mind about those glitters. You have to take those extra steps so you don't get frustrated. And if you are a person who gets easily frustrated, then again, you know, let's not even purchase it. So it's just nothing that I haven't seen before. It's very good. I like it very much. But I could easily put this one away, take out last year's, and pretty much be in the same boat. I'm ready for brands to come out with something so different. Like, I guess I don't know all the behind the scenes and all the background. I don't know if there's so much that goes into planning the year's releases that when it comes to holiday, it's like, okay, let's change the packaging, change the shades just slightly, but then just kind of a standard canned product, and here you go, let's move it on, you know, as holiday. And the thing is, it's holiday. People are gonna buy this stuff for gifts, for beginners. Oh, I'm you know, in the market for a new palette. This has kind of a one-stop shop for face and eye products. And like I said, it's kind of nice that they added these extras as far as like the spray. The spray is new, and then the bag is beautiful. I think I like the bag more than anything. But it's just, I don't know, if you're gonna spend $58, you want to spend it on something that's like really new to your collection. Maybe there's a few things in the palette, in the product, that you don't have in your collection, and quite frankly, I think you probably have most of this in your collection, especially if you have purchased the last few years, especially last year. I mean, I'm gonna give you side by side really quick. I don't know how I'll be able to fit it all in here, but you're just gonna see, I don't know. I'm ready for the unique. Where's the unique? For the stand out, for the exciting. Look at that. It's very, very similar. So let me hide my head so it's not all awkward. But do you see what I mean? Where it's just got a lot of similarity. And so I just feel like, okay, if you're going to spend $58, put it towards something that you haven't seen before. Something that blows your mind. Something that totally stands out to you and screams Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. And this just, you know, it's kind of same old, same old. Looping back around, in a nutshell, it's a good palette. I really do like it. I'm not bashing the palette. It is in no way a bad palette. It's actually really, really nice. But if all the other like conditions of you needing a palette, of you wanting it because you're a collector, that kind of thing. So great palette. It's just not a dazzled for me because it's something that didn't shock me, didn't surprise me, didn't wow me, because I have seen it so often before. All right, my friends, thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped even in the slightest for you. I hate when I can't give you either a dazzled or disappointed because it almost kind of sounds like, I don't know what to tell you. It's just one of those things where you have to take the information I provide to you and just run with it and just make that decision for yourself. And as always, what works for me may not work for you and vice versa. You know, it's just different skin tones, skin types, just everything plays into that. And, you know, I'm a packaging girl. Others may not be as much, you know, oh, I love what's on the inside. I don't care what's on the outside. So that's the wonderful thing about makeup. There's so much out there. It suits every need and want, and that is really cool. All right, guys, before I let you go, you know I need to give you the verse of the day. If you are new to my channel, I end every video with a scripture verse to just help motivate you, add encouragement to your day. I know how negative it can be watching the news, seeing the news, everyday life. You come across people who are bitter and unkind and, you know, everything, but in the end, there is a God who loves you more than you could ever think or imagine, and I just want to share that with you. Today's comes from 2 Timothy 1:12, and it says, I am not ashamed because I know whom I have believed, and I am convinced that he is able to guard what I have entrusted him for that day. I am 1000% convinced that I can entrust anything and everything to Christ and he will take care of it. And that includes my heart. He has my heart. He is my number one. It's an understanding in our home between my husband and I that Jesus comes first and our spouse comes second. I don't put my husband first. I put God first. Jesus is the ultimate gentleman. He's the ultimate Prince Charming, and my husband knows the exact same, and he puts God first and I'm second, and we are both 100% okay with that. That's how we want it to be. So I hope this has helped encourage you. I love you guys so much. If you're new to my channel, I hope you'll consider subscribing. You know, I would love to have you as part of this YouTube family. If you're looking for me on Instagram, you can find me at Michelle's Glamour. It's the only social media platform that I keep updating. There's just so much out there that it's like, it's hard to keep up with it all. So I just do one. On that note, the sun is starting to hide behind the clouds and I'm gonna call it a night. So I appreciate you guys. I will see you in the very next video. Bye, everybody.